Hello and welcome to CNET's The Fix.
The show about do-it-yourself tech and how-tos.
I'm Donald Bell.
And I'm Eric Franklin.
Car tech is a really cool thing, and these days we're connected in just about every way imaginable.
Definitely. And if you're into stats, are you into cool car stats?
Sure, like my RPMs.
RPMs, MPGs.
That stuff?
Yeah, all that
Sure.
stuff. If you're into that kind of stuff, we've got an app and a device that tracks your car's performance as well as your driving habits.
Any car built after 1996 is considered OBD2 compliant, meaning you can grab all of your car's diagnostics through a port that's a lot like a USB port for your car. In most cases, though, only mechanics have access to this port, but more and more apps are allowing the user to put all of that data into your pocket. In this case, I'll show you how to use an app called Dash, which is free for both iOS and Android. With it, you can turn any dumb car into a smart car. So you can see diagnostics like fuel economy, RPM, engine temperature, and a lot more. Plus, you can even diagnose the check engine light all on your own. Here's how it works. First, you'll need an OBD2 device. These cost anywhere from $15 to $100, depending on what the brand is and what features it has. You can go to Dash's website for recommendations on both iOS and Android. In this case, I already have my OBD for an Android phone, and I'll plug it into my car. In most cases, it's underneath the steering wheel. Now we're ready to pair the OBD with my phone. So the first thing I want to do is turn the car on to give power to the OBD. Then I'll go into my Bluetooth settings, find the OBD, link it up. Then we'll launch Dash, and in a few seconds, the app should find the OBD. That's it, we're set, so let's take it for a test drive. As I'm driving, all of these diagnostics are updating in real time. So I can see my fuel economy, RPM, temperature, engine load. If you don't know what one of these means, you can actually just tap the square and it'll give you a really nice explanation. It becomes a little bit addicting because the goal is to get as many of these squares into the green zone as possible. It's not always in your control, but oftentimes you can prevent it from going into red by controlling how fast you accelerate or how hard you brake. So here's how it works. From the moment I start my car to the point that I take my key out of the ignition, that's considered one trip. And at the end of every trip, I get a driver's score from Dash. That's dependent on how fast I was accelerating, how hard I was braking, and if I was idling for too long. So let's see how I did. Go to my trips. So I see here that I got a score of 81. A lot of that is because I was idling too much, probably because of some San Francisco traffic. But it says I had some great fuel efficiency and I avoided hard accelerations. Luckily, my overall score is still a nice 93.
All right, that Dash is only working with gasoline-powered cars right now, so if you have a hybrid car or an all-electric car or a diesel car or a moon buggy, it's not going to accurately measure those.
Okay, that's too bad.
Yeah.
I have a moon buggy. That's kind of
Bad luck,
disappointing.
buddy, I'm sorry. All right, it's time for a quick break.
And when we come back, we've got a do-it-yourself project that'll work with any smartphone in your car. Welcome back.
Eric Franklin.
Yes.
There are two things you should know about me.
All right.
I am cheap.
Yes.
And I am crafty.
Both true statements. And in this next segment, you put both those skills to good use.
I do.
The turn-by-turn navigation in your smartphone has become an indispensable part of getting around by car. You probably already have some kind of mount in your car to help keep your phone in view and out of your hands. But what if you're not driving your car? What if you're driving some kind of rental car on your crazy summer road trip? What do you do then? Well, I'm going to show you how to make your own DIY universal smartphone mount using supplies you can probably just pick up around the office. All right, so here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a large binder clip, you're going to need some rubber bands, and at least one wrench. 2 is better. Now let's talk about the large binder clip. Now, if you can shop around for binder clips, which is a lot of fun, try to find the binder clips that have this rubberized handle. That rubberized bit is gonna hold your phone in place a lot better. It's also gonna be a lot easier on your hands when you're trying to bend this thing back. And that's the next step. Grab your wrenches, clamp one bit, and then get the other half to bend the little tips of the arms down. These are gonna act as fingers to kind of hold the phone in place. They're really tough. If I was Eric Franklin, I could do this by hand. So you're gonna flip it around, bend the other arm. And if you can get these practically touching each other, that'd be great, because that bend is what's gonna help hold the phone in place, not just horizontally, but vertically too. That's pretty good. The reason why we're doing that is because your phone's gonna go in here, and when it's gonna clamp down on it, you want these ends to be kind of gripping it like a pair of fingers. That's pretty good. Now, when you're adding the rubber bands, any rubber band will do, but if you really want to kick it up a notch, you should try a plastic band. They're a lot stronger, and that strength is going to help hold your phone in place a lot better. I just wrapped it onto the arms here until all the slack was taken out. That should be good enough to help keep some tension and keep my phone in place. Now, the next part is tricky. Placing this thing in your car. Sometimes you've got a nice horizontal air conditioning vent that you can latch this thing on. Not the case here. I've got these vertical vents. They aren't turning. Here's a good spot, right up here by the clock. There's a little place I can pinch onto. That's gonna be in my field of view, but not too far to be out of reach. Look at that, perfect. So there you go, it's holding my phone, staying in place, doing everything a car mount needs to do for next to nothing. I mean, I practically stole all the materials for this thing. Cost me maybe a few bucks at most.
Very well done, dude.
Thank
I
you.
like when you can kind of take stuff from around the house and you don't have to buy a bunch of expensive parts.
It's not the best looking thing, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I have a question.
Yes,
Do you use your phone's virtual assistant?
all the time.
Of course you do, because whether you're out and about or in your car, a virtual assistant can help make life a little bit easier.
Siri can be a really effective way to send text messages, especially if you're walking down the street in a high traffic area, you're trying not to bump into a bunch of people, you got a lot of stuff going on, or you're carrying a bunch of groceries, you only have one hand free, or possibly you're just getting into the back of a car. I'm gonna show you some really useful tips. All right, first thing you wanna do is turn Siri on. You do that by holding down the home button for about a second. Or go to Settings, General, Siri, and then turn on Raise to Speak. That means every time I hold my phone to my ear, Siri will turn on. Once you hear that chime, Siri is listening to you and it'll take your commands. So to send a text, you say send a text or send a text followed by the name of a person in your contact list. Send a text to Jonathan.
Which Jonathan?
Okay, so in this case, I have a couple of Jonathans in my contact list. Siri just wants me to be more specific so it can make sure it sends the text to the correct person. Jonathan Stein.
Okay, what do you want to say to Jonathan Stein?
See, after she asks a question for confirmation, you'll hear a little chime. That means she's ready to listen to your commands. Make sure you don't start talking until you hear that chime or else you may miss your message. So now you're ready to send your message. You want to make sure you don't pause for too long while you're saying your message or else Siri will interpret that as the end of your message and you'll get cut off. Send a message to Jonathan Stein.
Okay, what do you want to say to Jonathan Stein?
If you're going to the store, I need eggs, milk, popcorn.
Ready to send it?
So Siri interpreted my pause as the end of my message. Now there's two ways to handle that. One is to not pause, to think about what you're gonna say before you're gonna say it, get your thoughts clear before you actually send your message. The other way is to hold down the microphone button for the duration of your message. This way, Siri will keep listening as long as you have that button held down. So let me show you what the difference is like. Send a message to Jonathan Stein.
Okay, what do you want to say to Jonathan Stein?
Okay, so now I'm gonna hold down the microphone button for the duration of my message. Hey man, if you go into the store, I need eggs, milk, sausage, steak, avocados, and some kale.
Ready to send it?
Okay, that looks right, so I'm gonna send it on.
Okay, I'll send it.
Now, if you want to use punctuation in your message, you'll have to say the actual punctuation you want to use. Let me show you. Hey man, period. Sorry I can't make it tonight, period. Thanks for the invite though, period. Later, exclamation point. Okay, that looks good. It looks correct. Now that goes for all punctuation. That's periods, commas, question marks, exclamation points, and even semicolons if you're the type of person to use semicolons in a text message. Now, one last tip, if you want to send a message one sentence at a time, you can totally do that. You don't have to worry about pausing or Siri cutting you off or anything like that. Let me show you how that's done. Yo.
Ready to send it?
Send. I'm coming over now, period. Don't eat all the pizza, exclamation point.
Ready to send it?
Send. So what are the biggest takeaways with using Siri? Well, the first thing is to speak very slowly and clearly so that Siri has a better chance of understanding you. Next, plan your text in your head. That way you don't get cut off mid-sentence if you're not holding down the microphone. And finally, it's best not to text if you're driving. However, in emergency situations, Siri is a pretty good hands-free option. Let's go back to the office.
I don't know your work address.
Now, of course, it's not a good idea to text and drive.
Definitely not. We always advocate safety first.
Safety first.
Yes.
That's it for this week's show.
All right, thanks so much for watching.
You can reach out to us on Twitter. I'm at Donald.
And I'm at Needopal.
And then please use our email address. We're thefix@cnet.com. We want to hear from you
We definitely do. See you next time, guys.
right here on The Fix.